right. Now we are jumping into our ASU preview. We're looking ahead at our matchup this weekend against Houston. They are, 6-1? 6-1, and we are 5-2. Should be a really good game, really fun one, and definitely a slept-on matchup in this week's slate. But ASU opens as a 7.5-point favorite. I think we all said that we were going to cover the 7.5, which is not a disrespect to Houston. I think that their strengths play into our strengths defensively, and our strengths play into their weaknesses defensively and offensively, I should say. I know Jordyn Tyson's out. He's officially been ruled out with the hamstring injury. Trying to keep him healthy for the Iowa State game because we're going to need him. That being said, how are you guys feeling this weekend? 5 p.m. kickoff. Should be a good one. We're on ESPN2 this week.
I am excited for this game. Definitely itching to get back in the stadium after last week. Missing last week. Yeah, this is an interesting game. Houston being 6-1. I thought this was going to be a test at the beginning of the year, but I was not prepared for them to be 6-1 at this point. All that to be said, no shade to Houston. They have played one of the easier schedules in the country. I believe strength of schedule for ASU is like 16, 17, and for Houston it's like 97.
Wow.
It's not the hardest schedule on the planet. I think Houston as a team is solid, and that's what I would say. They're solid. When I walked in, I told Philip, I said, they're the most solid team. And it's because they're solid on the D-line, solid at linebacker. They're pretty good in the secondary. Solid offensive line, solid running back, solid quarterback, solid receivers, pretty good tight end, like elite tight end. But it's just they're solid everywhere. They're not over the top. They're not one of those teams. And their stats on the season show pretty similar to ASU. And I would say the difference is ASU's played a lot of teams that have challenged us. And we haven't scored as many points as some of the other premier teams in the conference. And same with Houston. But the difference is Houston is not playing the same premier talent that ASU has played.
Correct.
And our defensive numbers look similar. Us playing against better competition and them playing against.
Doing what we did to Baylor, who is the number one passing offense in the country, doing what we did to Texas Tech, who is the best offense in the country. Utah is a fluke, unfortunately, so we can't say anything good there. TCU, same thing, electric offense, shut them down. Texas State's got a solid offense. They're tempo, and we only allowed 15 points to them. Mississippi State, every touchdown they scored against us was on an explosive play. But they really didn't move the ball against us, if you will. Like, it was mainly just 3 plays that beat us, which is unfortunate. And then NAU is probably the offense that looked the most complete against us all year until Utah, obviously. But that's a testament to our defense. Houston isn't playing those teams. They're playing not those teams. I don't even know what their schedule looks like really, but go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, haven't got the chance to watch a whole lot of Houston. Really just watched them against Colorado. I know that was a bit of a funny one. But, yeah, so really just on the ASU side, we're dealing with a lot of injuries. But I do think there is some writing on the wall with the Tyson injury. I know we've talked about how creativity in the offensive play calling should increase with how much we relied on Jordyn Tyson. And no shade to Iguano or Arroyo, but just how much talent he's had on offense the past 2 years with Scadaboo, Tyson, and Levitt. I think he's just gotten away with, I can throw a swing screen to Cam Scadaboo, and he can just make magic happen. or I can just throw a deep ball, throw it over the middle to Tyson, and he can make magic happen. And so, I mean, if it works, it works.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have to dive down the depth chart a little bit more, you do have to get creative, and I think this will only benefit us for the rest of the season, seeing how we're able to adjust without having Jordyn Tyson in this game. But it does really stink not having one, if not the best wide receiver in the country available for this game.
Completely agree. I mean, Jordyn Tyson being out is so huge for us. I mean, because there's our entire passing game, unfortunately, which I'm so excited that it's happening now. You know what I mean? So that way we are forced. Marcus Arroyo is forced to get somebody else involved. Make somebody else win the game for us and not Jordyn Tyson. Because Jordyn Tyson is that talented. He can do it. But when, if we make a repeat run, at the Big 12 title and we have to go play one of those SEC teams again, like a Texas, I mean, obviously it won't be Texas, but like, a Georgia or an Ole Miss, an Oklahoma, whatever it might be, we need somebody else to step up. Because somebody else stepped up. I mean, Cam Scadaboo carried us against Texas, but we had no Jordyn Tyson in those games, and yet we were still able to move the ball. Against Iowa State, no Jordyn Tyson. Xavier Guillory had, 3 touchdowns? 2 touchdowns?
I think 2.
2 touchdowns. He had a huge game. Melquan Stovall, same thing. Mateer had a good game. That was kind of a Cam Scadaboo wrecking ball game, though. That was a lot of fun. He had broke off a couple big runs. Didn't he have like 200 yards in that game?
Almost.
Yeah, we were blowing him out, so we stopped running the ball as much. Or stopped giving him the ball as much. Anyway. Who do you guys think, if you could pick like an X factor, someone else that's going to step up? Who is your guy in that receiver room that's going to step up in place of Jordyn Tyson?
I think based on what we've seen these past few games, it's going to be Jaron Hamilton. But there's got to be somebody else then coming in to supplement the 2, the 3. We'd love it for it to be Malik McClain. We thought Malik McClain would come in after a big game against Texas and be the number 2. Hasn't really clicked yet. Eusebio came in and, brought some life early in the year, and we thought he'd come in at number 2, and then there hasn't been much from him. Jalen Moss is, the big transfer from Fresno State's come in, and it's been injured most of the year until the Utah game. Didn't see much of him last week, not sure why, but he can be the guy too, but it's really such a toss-up. I'm cool with whoever. I just want to see balls get caught and touchdowns scored. So whoever wants it, you got a big opportunity this week with, Sam Levitt at the helm. So whoever wants to step up and make some money for themselves, come up and make a play when your number's called.
Yeah, and in reality, I think it's going to be a total spread opportunity in terms of, I think Jaron's going to get his touches, and then I think Eusebio and McClain are going to get a fair share of touches. But in reality, when I think back on the Iowa State game and Texas games last year, is like who ended up, I think Levitt completed 12 passes against Iowa State, if I remember correctly.
I think it was like 12 for 16 or something like that.
I think the number 1 receiver this game is probably going to be Raleek Brown. That's like genuinely what I think. I think we're going to see a lot of swing screens. I think we're going to see a lot of angle routes. We're just going to find ways to get Raleek Brown the ball a lot. That's my best guess. I'd love to see 3 deep shots to Jaron, though. But I think Jaron, Eusebio are probably the 1-2 if we're talking receiver.
Yeah, and if, Houston's going to be watching a lot of tape this week, they're going to see a lot of Jaron Hamilton toasting us. And if you want to zig when they zag, you can use, draw something up where Jaron Hamilton's going to pull the attention and pull in Malik McClain behind him. So let's just get creative, understand what information they're going to be digesting, and just stuff like that. Use what you got with your punch on Jaron Hamilton's deep ball ability to counterpunch and get somebody else involved, like Malik McClain.
Yeah.
Just find a way to play the chess match.
Yeah. I would love Malik McClain to have a huge game. And I just haven't seen it from him
I
yet.
just don't know, where do we want him to win? On what routes do we want him to win,
Right.
except toasting deep?
Right.
What do we...
When I think of a receiver who will step into the Jordyn Tyson role of route running, to me, that's Derek Eusebio.
Yeah, he runs the best routes of
He's
any
the
of our
best route
receivers. I would love to see Jaron Hamilton get some more looks in just like regular route running situations and not just as a deep ball guy. I know his strength is, taking the top off of defenses, but I'd be really interested to see how he does like running the short and intermediate routes. Just getting him the ball in space and seeing what he can do with it. Because we've seen what Eusebio can do. He gets open. It's just that simple. He gets open. Malik McClain doesn't get a crazy amount of separation, but one of the things he's supposed to be able to do is, make contested catches, and that he hasn't done necessarily this year. So I hope that this week that changes, because I really want Malik McClain to ball out, because I really like him.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a good dude. He's a great athlete, and if he can put it all together, we have something really special brewing in this wide receiver room. Yeah, especially thinking to next year, not having Jordyn Tyson. This is kind of a short glimpse into next season.
Scary.
Right. It's kind of dark because Jordyn Tyson is the best receiver in college football. He may be the best receiver.
McClain's gone too.
McClain's gone? Yeah. He probably, he'll
hit
age
the
out.
portal hard again.
Yeah, but this is a great opportunity for guys like Jaron Hamilton and Derek Eusebio to step up and show like, hey, I can be a guy to lean on next season. Because I remember
would have been nice if we landed Keelan Marion.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. But where's he at again?
Miami. He's doing good.
Yeah, that is tough. Or Zachariah Branch. Him right now would be insane. But there's a lot out there. There's a lot of good players out there that Kenny will go get. And I really think that we have a lot of answers in this room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just got to step up.
In the wide receiver room, they just have to step up. And I think Jaron Hamilton's going to be the Malik McClain of next season. I think Derek Eusebio is going to be more of a feature piece next year. Not obviously Jordyn Tyson, but
and we still have Jalen Moss.
We
just don't know what he looks like at all
because he hasn't really been fully healthy. Apparently, he wasn't even battling an injury; it was an illness.
Mm-hmm.
It was like something with his eye.
Tech?
No. For the last however long he's been out.
But Moss came in sparingly last week. The last 2 weeks, it's been Eusebio who's taken the slot role.
So I'd love to see Jalen Moss play in the Jordyn Tyson role, just because the upside is there. I know when Kenny was talking about getting him, he was saying this guy's an NFL guy. When we got him in the portal, they were saying this guy has everything necessary to be a good receiver at the next level, and we just haven't seen it because he hasn't had a whole lot of opportunity. So I'd love to see it this week. This is the opportunity. Give Jalen Moss targets, and I think good things are going to happen. Obviously, he's not Jordyn Tyson, and that's not obviously a disrespect to Jalen Moss. That's more of Jordyn Tyson's going to be the first receiver off the board in this draft, and Jalen Moss hopefully can play his way into being, a day one pick next year or something like that. But we just aren't seeing it yet, and I want to. So do the right thing, Arroyo. Give Jalen Moss the ball. Right? I think we can all hang our hat on that. But I think, Jaron Hamilton's going to have a huge game. I know the PFF guys were saying that Houston's defense is big on just keeping everything in front of them. So they like to play a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 4, that too high shell. And I think that plays into our strengths. I know we can take the top off, but we run the ball really well. And I think we can get the ball out quick to the guys like Eusebio and Malik McClain and Jalen Moss, and we should be just fine.
Probably going to see a ton of screens this week.
Yeah, really, Ray Brown's going to have 6 catches for
if they want to run too
85
high
yards.
Yeah.
We don't have many people. Let's go.
Right.
Just be creative with it and be decisive with it.
And
Right.
block well on the outside, please.
And then whenever they give us a good look, Jaron Hamilton's just waiting for his opportunity to take the top off. But it doesn't sound like that happens very often. So I really want to go back and watch the Houston-Arizona game and see kind of what U of A did to get their guys, involved. So I'm sure that's what Arroyo's going to be doing this week.
It was a lot more quick passing and
Yeah.
of that variety.
Yeah. And U of A's got some good receivers too, but I like our guys better. I know Trey Spivey's a dog, but I really like our receivers. So I think we got a good shot, especially in the pass game. But I know this game is going to be built on the run game, and I expect Rayleigh Brown to have like 25 carries this week.
Yep.
I expect a
Rayleigh
big
Brown
Rayleigh Brown week. 150 yards on the ground. Maybe a little bit of Kanye Udo. I know, was it Demarius
Man,
Robinson
yeah.
got a lot of run last week when Rayleigh went down.
It's because he adds at least.
The passing element, right? So I'd be interested. I'd like to see him get some more opportunities in space just to see what we have with him. Just because, the only time he really got in was when we were getting waxed against Utah. And then he came in for like 3 or 4 plays against Texas Tech, and he got the ball once. And he got blown up. But he got like 4 yards. So,
Yeah.
But I just want to see him in space, try and make some guys miss. So, anyway, it's going to be a fun week. Obviously, this is going to be a shorter video than the last one because there's less to talk about in terms of Houston versus like Texas Tech, So, obviously, we got ASU covering the spread. It's going to be a fun game. This has huge Big 12 title aspirations, ramifications.
Implications.
Ramifications is the right word.
Implications.
There it is. Big 12 title game
Incompletion.
Can you say it? Yeah, say it.
Incapacitation.
Okay, thank you. This game, insufficient, is my ability to speak English right now. This game this Saturday, ASU versus Houston, has huge Big 12 title game implications. And I'm very excited to see how we respond in such a big game. And I'm also interested to see how Houston responds. Because while I do think we're going to win this game, I would love to see how this team is playing under this Willie Fritz-led team. It sounds like they're going in the right. It's not Willie Fritz.
It is.
Is it Willie Fritz? Okay. Who's USF's head coach?
Scott Frost.
Scott Frost.
Wait. South Florida?
South Florida.
Alex Golish.
That's what it is. Okay, I'm thinking like, wait a second, Willie Fritz. Anyway, no. Yes, this Willie Fritz-led team is humming. They've got a lot. I know we kind of identified Houston as a low-key sleeper. We didn't think they were going to be this good. We thought they were going to be good, like a bowl game, and they'd be satisfied with that. But here we are. They're 6-1, and they have everything in front of them. If they somehow find a way to beat ASU, they could very well make a run at the Big 12 title game because their schedule allows for it big time. So that's it. That's all we got for you this week. We ran long again. Shocker. It's kind of becoming a theme for us. But yeah, this was fun. This was a fun week. We had a lot of good games to look forward to this weekend, but most importantly, our Sun Devils are going to be 6-2 at this time next week. So go Devils. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.